This was my first one, and I have to say this was absolutely phenomenal.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sydney Michelle here with BMX Spotlight. I'm joined by Nicholas Wiggins. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We're here at Black Men Excel, sitting with a Black Man Excel. So tell me a little bit who you are, what you do, and how you do what you do.
Sure. Well, my name is Nicholas Wiggins, and I'm Managing Director of Values Partnerships. And Values Partnerships is a social impact agency. We're very proud to be one of the largest 100% Black-owned social impact agencies in the world. And what we do is we connect companies, nonprofits, and others and their projects that we feel have meaning and value to key stakeholders in the community.
I love that. So with a successful career, tell me one piece of advice that has stuck with you to this tape.
There are a number.
Okay, if you had to pick one, I know that's hard.
My favorite piece of advice, one is that relationships are primary. Everything else is derivative. And so I've sort of built my career on relationships, not salary and other pieces, but the relationships that I can build throughout my career. And then the other is sort of my mantra that a man who looks at the world at 50 the same as he did when he was 20 has wasted 30 years of his life. So trying every day to have some impact that changes the way that I look at the world.
Definitely. Major gems, major gems. Let's talk about mentorship. Tell me, what does mentorship mean to you? And if you had to pick a mentor that's been significant in your life, who would that be and why?
So mentorship is important. It's something, one of the things that I did first in my career was teach, and I enjoyed that so much. I think mentorship is teaching. Mentorship is bringing someone into the room who you can have some type of impact on. One of my favorite mentors is like my third grade teacher, who took me in. It was a Black man, took me, you don't see a lot of us in the classroom, took me in and just showed me the ropes, how to tie my tie, and other pieces that are important.
I love that. We're here at Black Men Excel, and we see so many amazing examples of leadership. But tell me your specific style of leadership. How would you describe that?
How would my employees describe it? Is a real question.
We can ask them that too. We'll edit that in there. But if you had to describe your leadership, how would that be described?
So I feel I'm compassionate. I try and understand the situation and create a response that's appropriate to the situation. I try and also give those who are working for me the opportunity to have some space to create their own lane. So, not giving them a bunch of rules and tactics, but also allowing them to chart their own path.
Definitely, no micromanaging.
No micromanaging. Again, hopefully the employees say that too.
Amen. I'm sure they'll echo that. Tell me a little bit about the biggest challenge that you faced this far.
That I've faced, well, this is actually a tough one. I would say not having the guarantee that the other Black man in the room has my back. I think that's one of the things why Black Men Excel, and I've been to all of them, is so important, is creating and cultivating this space where we can have each other's back. And we're not worried about that when we walk into the boardroom, when we walk into the meeting. We know that there's some sense of, I know you got me, at least, at the very least.
I love that. We talked about challenges. Tell us about wins. What has been your biggest win thus far? If you had to pick one, you've had so much because you're super successful, of course. But you've had to pick one. What would be your biggest win thus far?
Biggest win thus far. One is going to be trivial and one's going to be more important.
That's okay. We'll take it.
I used to run the NAACP, or help a part of a team that ran the NAACP Image Awards, and we were able to get Beyonce to actually come.
Awesome.
That's a big win.
That's a big win. That's a big win in anybody's book, okay?
But also, I just like to have impact. It's the small wins that matter more important to me. When I'm in a community and we've done a basketball tournament and you see high school kids, their face light up, that's a win for me.
Yes.
When we're talking about financial literacy and people are thinking about ways that they can expand their businesses, that's a win for me. So it's the smaller wins that lead to overall satisfaction.
Yes, I love the Beyonce win, but I love how your second set of wins are connected to helping others. That's amazing. How do you define success? That's amazing. How do you define success? I know it's tough to define that, whether that's personally or professionally, but if you had to describe it in a quick sentence, how would you describe success?
Success, it goes back to impact. Success is making an impact.
Okay.
And that means, success is whatever you are doing is for the long game. It is something that is creating impact that goes beyond you. That's what I consider success to be.
Definitely. And last question, you're definitely a Black man who excels. So tell me, what does a Black man who excels comprised of? And tell me some Black men in your life who are excelling as well.
So a Black man who excels is one who looks behind and not just forward, who is pulling people up behind them and making sure that others have the same opportunities that he has been afforded. A Black man who excels is one who carries the culture with them into the space that they have. Doesn't have to be in a overbearing way, but remembers that we are part of a long, storied history as a people. And I get, my models are my dad and my uncles, my teachers and professors that I've had, long list of those. And, the CEO of my company, Joshua DeBars, phenomenal man, raising a beautiful family, but really has raised a culture in our organization where we support each other, lift each other up on a daily basis.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see how you excel in 2024 and beyond. Thank you so much for your time today, Nick.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's the BMX Spotlight Series, and I'll see you next time.